Hello and welcome to Foundations and Pre-Calculus Math 10 with Mr. Johns. We are in Chapter 4 looking at roots and powers, and we're going to do Section 4.5, which is negative exponents and reciprocals. So the first thing I do is I ask you to find what 3 to the power of negative 2 is on your calculator. So if I take 3 and I take it to the power of negative 2, I get decimal 11111. Well, if I want to take 1 divided by 3 squared, what does that equal? Well, it's the same as saying 1 over 9, and 1 divided by 9 is equal to 0.111. Now, I didn't prove it, but what I was trying to show you is that 3 to the negative 2 is the same as 1 over 3 squared. So the important thing to note is that the negative basically reciprocates the number. So our rule here is powers with negative exponents, where x to the negative n is equal to 1 over x to the n. And x to the power of n could also be thought of as 1 over x to the power of negative n, where x is any number except 0, and n is a rational number. Okay, looking at an example here, we have example 1, which is 4 to the power of negative 3. And I would like you to evaluate these without a calculator. So if we look at this rule here, basically I can think of this as 1 over 4 to the power of 3. Well, 4 cubed is equal to 64, so this is 1/64. In this case, 1 over 5 to the power of negative 2. First, I want to deal with the negative by basically reciprocating this, so this is 5 to the power of 2. You could think of it over 1, but you don't need to. 5 squared is 25. Your turn. I'd like you to try 6 to the power of negative 2. Example 2 combines what we learned yesterday with what we learned today. We have a negative in our exponent, and we also have a rational exponent. So if I think of 16 to the power of negative 1/2, the first thing I want to do is deal with my negative, and this is like 1 over 16 to the power of 1/2. If you remember from yesterday, the power of 1/2 is basically like the square root of something. The nth root, and this would be like a 2. Square root of 16 is 4, so this is equal to 1 over 4. A little trickier one is negative 8 to the power of negative 2/3. So this would be like, I'll leave my negative on top, I guess. Negative 1 over 8 to the power of 2/3, which is like negative 1 over the third root of 8 squared, which is equal to negative 1 over the third root of 64, which is equal to negative 1 over 4. Your turn. Try 1 over 9 to the power of negative 1/2. Deal with the negative first, and then take the power of 1/2. Now, if there's a negative in front of a rational expression such as a over b to the power of negative n, this is basically like b over a to the power of n. Now, this n applies to both these letters, so this could be thought of as b to the n and a to the n. And that's an exponent law. The negative basically reciprocates what's in the brackets. This is where A and B are not equal to 0, and n is any rational number. So for our third example, evaluate these without a calculator. Basically, we have 2/5 to the power of -2, which is like 2/5, which is like 5/2 squared. Well, 5/2 times 5/2, or 5 squared over 2 squared, is 25/4. Your turn. Try 5/3 to the power of -3. And the last one we'll do is use a calculator to find 3.5 to the power of -1.2. So basically, using your calculator, take 3.5, you want an exponent of 1.2, which is negative, and our answer is 0.22392. And there you have it. So, your assignment, section 4.5 is number 1, 2, 3, 4, and a word question for number 5 where you can invest some money. Good luck. Let me know if you need help.